My name is Anjani B Kuumar and welcome to my channel. In Transformators episode 6, we are going to meet Santosh Bhansali. Santosh is a senior professional who has reached at a very senior level in the corporate hierarchy, and he is one of the examples of people who have been able to move themselves up to earn an 8-figure salary. And he was somebody who started very small, learning things very early in his life, and then also experimented a lot beyond his area of expertise. He kept learning and kept growing in his corporate career. And then at some point, I also got to interact with him, train him, coach him. And he had to take some very important career decisions in terms of how to move forward. And then with my help, he was able to take some of those decisions. And today he is doing extremely well in his corporate career. So let's hear about the journey of Santosh Bhansali and learn some of the things that he has to say, which actually helped him in making him successful, and what you all also can use in your corporate journey to become successful. Hi Santosh, welcome to my channel, and I'm so happy that you are here and you are going to share your experience, your life journey, your success journey with all our viewers, and very happy to have you here.
Great, thank you. Thanks for giving this opportunity to bring out something from my end as well, to give my inputs, and it's really an honor being on your channel and sharing my views with your viewers.
No, that's great. So in fact, I was just telling all the viewers about your background, and what you have been doing, what you have done. But it's always good to hear it from the horse's mouth, because you have lived that life, you have achieved that success. And especially, if you can highlight some of the differentiators, which, they have helped you in becoming successful. So if you can just spend a few minutes, taking our viewers through your life journey, your success journey, that will help.
So to begin with, I'll say the career, when it started, all along, it was at the very grassroots level where I started handling the documentation on a site, and doing majorly back office work, and that was where basically it was a work required to sustain my studies that time. So I had to start those works quite earlier during my degree itself. When I was studying, I started working all that stuff. And slowly, the experience started building up. Got different things to learn. Also, it's over 2 decades that I've been fortunate enough. I'll say that I've got to learn and work on different verticals like sales, marketing, architectural design, structural design. Being a civil engineer, structural design was supposed to be the basic thing for my career. Yeah. But as I was working with a smaller company, there was a lot of platform available, a lot of responsibilities. So that actually threw a lot of opportunities towards me, which I took it up, and I took it as a challenge. I took it as a learning time. And I went on with learning of all these verticals. So as I said, sales, marketing, architectural designing, structural design, liaison, execution. So over the period of time, it helped me build slowly of all these things. But the key differentiator, I'd say, would be that for anybody to work, or especially from my end, I'll say that always I was open to learn new things. Willing to take calculated risks, and then you ensure that you get deeply involved in whatever you're doing, not just take up the work and sit idle or just keep on waiting for the success to come in. You need to get deep involved in each and everything that you do, and it doesn't matter really whether you know what that work or not, or what matters is whether you have that fire in you want to work harder, you want to walk an extra mile, whether you're working or whether you're scraping with problems or you come out with solutions for the problems. So I'll say the key differentiator would be that you're open to learning, and I was more interested in working around getting solutions. That was a key thing I would say over the period of time helped me out. And that's how it is. Basically, see, companies, why they hire good people, or why they want good people to be hired for their organizations, because they want solutions. Yes. Problems everybody would have. So the key reason company would hire a smart guy or a good guy, good performer. Why do these companies go to IIMs, ISBs, all the management colleges? Because they feel that these are the people who have been trained to come out with solutions. Yeah. But it's not that so. Only learning at IIMs and ISBs would not be required thing. you need to practically understand that even without those educations, if you are able to learn, like few things I learned while having those sessions with you, that helped me out. And that is what I would say is the key differentiator. You need to work on solutions.
No, so I think a couple of things that I picked up from, what you have said is obviously, you started very early and at the base level itself. So clearly, there was a desire, there was a hunger to, get into the groove of things and start learning. And secondly, even you went beyond your core expertise, right? Picking up, knowledge in other areas also, which a lot of times we have seen that, people have reluctance where, they feel more comfortable being in their own area and operating in that itself. And probably, if you really become an expert of, periphery also, all the other things, then you become a really general manager. That's the way to grow. And that's what, I hear in your story also. And in fact, because this whole channel, which I'm running is all about learning and coaching. And my whole idea is that whatever I know, if I can share it with a larger audience and help them out. So from your perspective, I just want to understand what is the role learning, coaching have played in your life in this whole growth path?
So I'll say, learning is something which I will say has been very basic, and I have seen many people that they are successful only because they are open to learn. They are willing to take additional coaching. Not that they are only at the senior management level, so they stop taking coaching. They feel that their knowledge is the entire world. It shouldn't happen that way. Yeah. So I still remember we first met in that organization where you were doing that management training, and so to be very frank, it was just a first management training program for me, and I was nominated by the management. And before that, I was in my own comfort zone, doing everything that was coming to me. I was willing to take any assignment. It didn't matter for me whether it came from sales, marketing, liaison, any new challenge I was ready to accept. Now, those days I will tell you, the colleagues who were there, they said, it's just a management program, formality hai, attend kar lo, and just do it. Yeah. See what it is like. So I also joined. Let's see what happens. But the first day when we entered that program, it was something very different, I'll tell you. I had shared this with your team also on the same day. I still remember the first day of that session, which is still live in my mind. That sudden breaking of the income tax officials, that scenario that was created. Yeah. So we were all unaware that there's an exercise going to happen. We had thought that it's a management training program where, your tutors, your team will come, they will teach us certain exercises, how conventionally it is taken care of. But to start with the practical exercise of having an organization going through a critical path where how the team managers or the leaders are supposed to respond, to react, how cool they are supposed to be, and to test them unaware. Yes. That was something which was really different, which I would say a very... I knew this thing all along, that these things do happen, but to experience in a way when you're unaware about it, that is how the things happen in practical life. So I will say that that first experience left me, very amazed. Like it was something different. I couldn't get it anywhere else. And those few sessions, wherein it helped me realize that over the period of time, I have learned a lot by experience, but developing a systematic approach to work is more important. When we did those exercises in those seminars, in those sessions, it actually helps, and you're not aware about the time. Like you're working a lot of stuff, you're doing in a haphazard way. Yeah. The work comes to you, it flows to you, you get it done. But when I went through that training and coaching sessions at your end in those days that we spent together with your team, it really helped. Doing the work is one thing, but you should also know how to get the work done, which was very important thing. Now, even if you say if you're a team leader, how to be a team member is equally important. That's a learning I will say is very basic for anybody who wants to lead a team in future. Everybody wants to become a team leader, nobody wants to become a team member. But the basic thing is that what I learned from your session is that the team leader is himself a team member. He cannot become a team leader, if he doesn't know what a team member is required to do, how the work is to be done, how the work is to, how can he tell that how you're supposed to do the work? So those basic learnings are very important. Now learning that within organization, it's not just your work that matters. You need to understand that others also do have priorities. most important learning is the session that I had with you and made me realize actually that I need to keep myself updated in the market. Now, that is something which will happen only you have these learnings, these coaching sessions happening. You cannot, keep yourself updated just by reading newspapers, just by reading through books. Many people, they do those kind of things. Even I used to do that thing. I used to read books to keep myself updated. But after having those sessions, I'll tell you, I've been almost 8 to 10 training sessions of different verticals. The perspective of looking at things has changed after those learning and coaching sessions that we did. And I would say the learning that I need to work first is the most important thing, which I say is change the mindset of doing the work.
Yeah.
Over the period of time when you're doing the work, you get a particular set of experience, and then your boundaries are fixed. But those boundaries, they need to be shuffled. You need not say remain within those boundaries, because if those boundaries become your world, you will not allow the new knowledge, new data coming in. So I would say those sessions that I had with you and your team, they actually changed my mindset, how I need to work. I need to be open. I was open to learning even earlier also, but in what sense I need to open up myself to learn new things, how challenging it has to be, how to work out with a team, how to understand others' priorities. That is important. Yeah. So those things I'll say it really played a huge role in whatever journey I have done from the day we met till date. It has really added a huge value to my career, at least, and especially my team, to whom I've been, I would not say because wrong, it would not be wrong to say that my team has been they've really been very helpful. I built that team slowly and steadily, but the team is happy. I'm not a leader. I'm more of a team member with whomsoever I'm working, whether it's a client, consultant, a society, anybody. That is how it is. So I say definitely you played a very important role in the success journey that I have today.
No, in fact, Santosh, I'm very happy that you remember quite a few things and we did it a few years back. But that's amazing, and that shows that you were open to learning and you have picked up things and really implemented them in your career and life. That's very important, because what also happens is and why just for the interest of the viewers, I just want to tell them that what you were talking about is a simulation of business problems that we create, and we take people through those simulations, because it's very important in the corporate world for people to realize that at times they need help. Because what happens is that when you're successful, you feel that I know it all, and then you keep on growing till you hit a roadblock, and then you don't know where to go.
Okay.
And that's why this has been one of the methods through which I help people, where I help them realize that where they need help, what are the gaps they need to fill. And there is a very interesting trend which we are seeing now in India, also internationally it is very much there, because earlier people were primarily dependent on their organization to support their learning process. Now people themselves are investing so much. I'm sure you would have also noticed.
Yes. Things are going that way. People are getting more and more, they are willing to take more knowledge, that I will say in a point blank way. Earlier, they were all very rigid. Now that rigidity has gone, people have opened up. They think that, yes, their team also needs to come out with those learnings. They also need to come in that frame, that mindset is required. And that's what I'm seeing, that it is happening everywhere.
No, that's really good. And another thing, which I picked up, again from your, initial conversation, that this whole problem solving thing, right? It's so important, right?
Very important. That problem solving is very important, because as I said, any company, they don't need lame ducks coming and sitting in there and, just doing the routine work. And if you are supposed to do a routine work, then one should not expect that he would rise up in the corporate ladder. He would get those promotions, get those increments. Now, if you want something more, you have to walk an extra mile, and that extra mile is what? Work around the solutions to the problems. That is the most important thing, challenging for any organization.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now coming back to again your journey. So I remember, those few coaching sessions that, we had earlier, and, you also had, a lot of plans about your career, and we used to discuss, and we had planned out few things. Even later on, you reached out to me about, certain career decisions that you had to make. So do you think, those conversations really help you in taking your career forward?
So I would say yes. In fact, I would say it was those sessions that actually gave the direction to my career where I'm sitting today. And as you rightfully said, I reached out to you because see, I'll tell you, I come from a family background where everybody is into business.
Yeah.
So I'm the only person in my entire family who's done a job and who wanted to rise up in the corporate ladder. Now I have many other friends, colleagues, who are top guys in top management positions in the corporates. Now, when I needed that advice, I chose you because I'll tell you, somewhere in my heart, I had that feeling that only you could give me a perfect advice. Everybody would have their own yes, no's, plus, minus. But somewhere I felt, now why did I feel so? Because those coaching sessions that we had, that actually helped me understand my potential. That session, those sessions, I will tell you, that made me understand that if I'm delivering XYZ to the organization, what I'm delivering to myself, am I able to do it to myself? Do I understand? If I can do 100 things and if I am doing only 10 for my organization, those 90 things which I can do, I am being underutilized. So my potential was not utilized. So in those sessions that we had, I would realize, and that actually, I walking out of that session, I went back home and I thought a lot. That was, what am I doing? I have so much of potential, and I actually jotted down all the things that I could do. And I realized that I can do many things. I have learned sales, marketing, liaison, design, and I was doing everything in that organization as well. But then what was I doing? I was actually unnecessarily taking burden. I was carrying on my work front. So it helped me relieve it. It helped me channelize my thought process and come out with the fruitful results for my organization. Unnecessarily just keeping the work burden on you doesn't help you, neither your organization. So I will say it helped me focus on getting results rather than getting the work done. Just doing the work, there is no point. So results are more important. So any organization you will see, they will say that whatever work you are doing is your profile. What is more important is, have you got the results? End of the day, they would need the results, any organization. So it has to be result-oriented work. No doubt hard work is required, but in today's world, I would say smart working is equally important. And there are no boundaries. If you want to work, you work beyond the conventional boundaries, make you stand apart from others. And if there's nothing in you that is making stand you apart from others, then we should not expect that you are going to get something different. You are going to be conventional other employee for another organization. How you'll grow? Now, when I work or pick up an assignment, I work with the intent of doing it on my own. Whether there is resource, whether there is knowledge, whether I know it, I don't know it, doesn't matter. Intent is, there is a work, you need to complete it, get on with it. The problems are there, the solutions are going to come in, but you'll need to work around it.
Yeah.
And as I said, those coaching sessions, they really helped me out. And today, wherever I am, in fact, the last decision that I took, and that was after consulting you, I was in a huge dilemma what to do. There was A and there was B, whether to choose A or whether to choose B. And I was actually not able to make a decision. And when I spoke to you, and the moment I spoke to you, you were so clear in your mind in advising, and that is what is required from a counselor, from a trainer like you, that you come out with a answer that is so much so satisfying that every confusion in your brain, it goes out. So that moment, I took the decision, and I didn't spend a moment after that. I think I hung up your phone and I called up the other guy and I said, okay, boss, done. The deal is concluded.
Yeah.
That is how it was. Yeah. So you played a huge role in my career, I'll tell you. Apart from my dad, my brother, my family, there's one person I would say who played a very vital role in my career for the place that I'm sitting today. It's you. And I really give you that credit for.
No, it's so nice to hear that from you, because I think that's the role that I'm supposed to play when I work with people, and another amazing thing, Santosh, is obviously when I meet people, I coach them, I work with them. There's a certain time frame, and probably typically it's a 1 year period, up to which I keep engaged with them. But thereafter, the most exciting part is to track their journey after that.
Correct.
and how they grow, because obviously in this you create a fraternity, you create a community, and you always remain in touch. And that's how we have also remained in touch. And then when you see people growing, it's an amazing feeling, right? Because like for you also, you have reached such a senior position, you are holding such an important portfolio, and with such a great responsibility. Now people who are coming into the corporate world, they obviously look up to people like you, right? They want to really understand that, okay, there is somebody who is sitting at the top, who has achieved that. How do I reach there, right? So what is the advice you would like to give people who are entering the corporate world, and how to probably prepare themselves to reach that CXO level, earn a good amount of salary, have a good lifestyle? What's your thought?
So I would say everybody who's doing a job, whether it's at the base level or at the top level, everybody is targeting that 8-figure salary. There's nobody who would not want to do. But one thing I would say that when you said that we had that 1-year session and we did that thing, so most important thing, and what I loved about you and your team, is that even after those sessions, when I called you a couple of times, you were available to receive the call instantly. There was no dilly-dallying. No, that is the most important thing. See, I called you for that advice when I needed it the most.
Yeah.
And you responding it, first of all, receiving the call in today's world is something which doesn't happen. We do a lot of training sessions.
Yeah.
As I said, that yours was the first session. After that, I did 7 to 8 sessions. So I would call somebody in that some management school and college where I did a session, and that gentleman, when I was with them in that session, he was very good with me and very, you please connect with us, whatever is required, please. And I actually called once or twice, like I wanted to have some advice, and I could find that our session is already over. You're not getting any response.
It has become a
okay,
business.
so maybe I should have paid some more fees for future consultations that I would need. So that time I thought that, okay, whatever sessions I will do here onwards, I will ask them specifically, will there be any further charges if I want to take your advice? But that, I'll tell you, the way you responded to my calls and the way you advised, that very few people they do. They take it as a personal relationship rather than taking it as a professional advice. And that personal touch is, I'll tell you, that personal touch is most important thing for any counselor. For we youngsters or the entire young generation who want to have a march towards that 8-figure salary, those high positions, the top management things, they need continuous counseling. They do need those advices. But as we said that once you gain a particular platform, you feel that your knowledge is the world, and that's how things end up for those people. So open to learning is very important. And as I said that for the young generation, I would say focus on solutions. That is the most important thing. Just who's required in this top management in any corporate? It's solution providers, not the people who are sitting with problems, who can know what the problems are. You can see that what problems can come, but do you have that appetite to work out on the solutions? If you're feeling that problems are going to come and you run away from that, or you keep hiding, it doesn't help you. So I would say that work around the solutions always. Corporates, they need to team builders. They need people who know how to get the work done. But people who has done the work themselves, only they know how to get the work done. So do the work yourself at the beginning of your career, so that you know what it takes to do the work. So when you are at the top management, you would know how to get the work done. It's a simple funda. Now, the most important thing I'll say in today's world is, as I said, hard working is required. Equally important is smart thinking, but innovative thinking. I would say that you need to be innovative in your ideas. You need to dare to speak, no matter if they are wrong. You may be wrong. We are humans. Everybody has the right to be wrong. Nobody said that once you're born in this world as a human, you need to be right. You have the right to be wrong. Be wrong. When you're wrong, you learn something. That was again taught in your session. That there's nothing wrong in being wrong.
Yeah.
And it's fine. We are all humans, but at least put forward some ideas on the table. Get something on the table. Let the people around you see that you speak, and what to speak and when to speak is a learning. You learn only when you start speaking, putting things on table. So I would say the entire generation who are just looking out, or who are to reach those 8-figure salary, who want to rise up the corporate hierarchy, who want to reach those milestones in their targets, I would say please focus on solutions, come out with ideas, tweak it up. Don't sit idle. Don't listen to others only for the sake of listening. Challenge the status quo. Now that challenging the status quo, I will tell you that was second day, first session of your, which said me that challenge the status quo. Have you challenged it? And I was thinking myself that have I done that? Yeah. So I still remember a lot of learnings coming in from your end, dear friend. But yes, work around solutions, think innovative, do smart working, challenge yourself, dare to speak. These are small key things which I would say would take you miles away from your thought process of sitting idle. It will take you miles ahead from the thought process that you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And ultimately you see the progress will come.
No, that's amazing, Santosh, and in such a short period, the way you have summarized, some of these learnings, it's phenomenal. Because what sometimes happens is, everybody wants something for themselves, but it's a process of give and take, right?
Correct.
You can only get something if you give something.
Correct.
And that's where, organizations need you to contribute. They need you to really, bring in that change which they are expecting, solve those problems. Mm-hmm. And you can only solve problems, if you're there in the front, playing on the front foot. You
can't be on the back foot and say that, okay, I want to solve the problem. Come on the front, face the problems. If you're facing the problem, you will get to know what is the reality. I remember once when I was in 12th standard, one of my mathematics professor, Professor Shamim, he used to call him Shamim sir, very nice gentleman, very nice teacher. He used to teach us, mathematics 5 o'clock early in the morning. I used to go pick him up, get him to the classes on my bike. I still remember that gentleman, really nice person, who taught me mathematics. And he said, we are going to have a test paper tomorrow. It was the second day of my class in that. I said, what is the test we are going to have? You just had one session yesterday.
Yeah.
So he said me a very simple thing, that whatever you learned yesterday, if you're not going to practice it today, tomorrow when you're going to appear for the actual exams, you may fail. So this test is an opportunity to correct yourself. So what I say is, when you learn things like this, you test yourself. You think about testing yourself is more important than anything else.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. So thank you, Santosh. It was an amazing conversation, and I'm sure our viewers would have picked up, a lot of elements which will help them achieve success in their lives, in their careers. And it was such a pleasure interacting with you after such a long time. And I'm so happy to see that, whatever, we spent some time in terms of, figuring out your career journey, your success journey. A lot of that, has actually happened, and you have been able to achieve amazing success in your career. So
thanks to you, because you've been doing it for me. And I think you've done it for thousands of people. Thousands of professionals are, growing because of the knowledge bank that you gave to them. So whatever you have shared is being shared ahead, and I am doing. Thanks to you for that opportunity. I would rather say thanks to God that He sent you that place where I could learn something from you all. And really thanks for this opportunity, again sharing my views and opinions.
Great. So thanks for your time, and we shall be in touch.
Absolutely. Thank you, dear.
So I hope you would have liked this interaction and learned a lot from the journey of Santosh. So if you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with family and friends. And if you have any questions, let me know, I'll answer them. And now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, thank you very much for watching.